Hello and thanks for joining us for the Midday News. The member for Vanimo Green and the Minister for Tourism, Arts and Culture, Beldanama, has expressed disappointment at the recent PNG Defence Force recruitment scandal, describing it as damaging to both the Defence Force and the country. The former soldier is calling for strict action to restore integrity and standards within the disciplinary force.
Minister for Tourism, Arts and Culture, Beldanama, wants integrity and standards restored in the PNG Defence Force following allegations of undue influence in the PNG Defence Force recruitment process, now under investigation. The former soldier said it is deeply concerning. Minister Nama stated that this is the first time he has heard of such allegations and warned that failure in recruitment could seriously undermine the integrity of the Defence Force. Nama says the final decision on the outcome rests with the Prime Minister and the National Executive Council. He also said his vision for reforming recruitment into the PNG Defence Force, calling for direct recruitment from high schools and national high schools across the country. Nama emphasized the need for fair and balanced recruitment across all regions, saying the Defence Force must reflect Papua New Guinea's diverse population. He said quotas should be applied to ensure equal representation from the islands, Momase Islands and southern regions. Minister Nama remains hopeful that the investigation produces strong outcomes and that recruitment standards in the PNG Defence Force is fully restored. Michael Tamtipais, TVWAN News.
The national airline carrier Air Niugini has officially commenced its nationwide roadshow for staff to introduce and reinforce its transformative customer experience transformation program. The roadshow began last week in Mount Hagen. The roadshow involves a town hall meeting with the staff and passenger behavior sprint sessions, which is at the heart of the CXT program, designed to embed core values into daily operations.
The innovative passing behavior sprint sessions play a vital role in shaping frontline service excellence. These sessions focus on reinforcing fundamental behaviors, closing the gap between knowledge and consistent delivery, and translating Papua New Guinean values into action. As part of the rollout, over 40 staff in Mount Hagen were part of a 270 team members across ground operations, sales, customer care, cabin crew and lounge services who have completed these sessions. Program Manager Joeli Kerekere Tabua emphasized the significance of passing and said these sessions are not just training, they are a reflection of the Bed of Paradise service core belief, respect and care for all. Officially launched early this year, the CXT program aims to elevate Air Niugini's service standards, strengthen its organizational culture, and modernize operations. Following the airline's recent 3-star Skytrax rating, Air Niugini aims to achieve a 4-star rating by 2027, positioning itself among leading regional carriers. The CXT program is a key driver in this journey, mobilizing teams and strengthening capabilities to deliver consistent, high-quality service. The ongoing roadshow will continue across other regions. Susan Oriape, TVWAN News.
Turning abroad, the U.S. Commander for the Indo-Pacific has given testimony to Congress about U.S. preparedness to deter Chinese aggression in the region. Admiral Samuel Paporo said he did not have enough amphibious ship or submarines and our trajectory is on the wrong side. He said Australia had successfully upgraded a Navy base and was now ready to house nuclear-powered submarines, but the U.S. needed to do more to deliver the vessels promised under the AUKUS Pact. Many in the disability community are concerned by the scale of the government's plan to cut the cost of the National Disability Insurance Scheme. State and territory governments have also spoken out about the expectation of them taking more responsibility for providing disability support.
Jared uses supports funded by the NDIS to go to work and attend doctor's appointments.
And to do normal basic stuff like shopping and groceries so I can feed the family.
That support might be reduced. Without it, he's worried he'll become isolated. The federal government announced sweeping changes to the scheme yesterday, including cuts to funding for social and community participation. That currently costs $12 billion. The government wants to bring that down to $9.5 billion. One senator has a different idea.
Tax the gas companies, make the wealthy 1% pay their fair share and the big corporations, and actually fund services that people need.
The government promised an extra $200 million for disability services outside the scheme. But many of the cuts will leave states and territories picking up the bill. They're being asked to support 160,000 participants who will be moved off the scheme, including through a new program for some autistic children.
We've got to be honest with the public and say it won't be like-for-like services provided by the state because we don't have the resources to do it.
Some states were sympathetic.
That sense of urgency needs to be replicated with the backup systems that are invested in, foundational supports and otherwise, so that some of the burden can come off the NDIS.
Others still to be convinced.
The Albanese government has allowed fraudsters, criminals, rauders to take over a system that existed for our most vulnerable.
Now all of a sudden the states are going, well, we don't have those services anymore. The federal government can't just shift this problem to the states.
The federal government remains confident.
Governments just have to get on with this. This thing has been hanging around for too long.
This isn't about politics, it's not about argy-bargy. This is about getting it right for the sort of care that people deserve.
There's a strong sense among disabled people they are being used as political footballs. The government today reassured participants no one will be moved off the scheme until they are confident other support systems are in place.
Indonesia's finance minister has suggested tolls could be levied on ships using the Strait of Malacca in a similar move to Iran in the Strait of Hormuz, before walking back the idea. Australia has urged for the freedom of navigation in the wake of Pabaya Yudi Sadawa's suggestion. Sadawa said that Jakarta could leverage its geographical position on the Strait of Malacca, which connects the Indian and Pacific Oceans and carries more than 40% of the world's seaborne trade for financial gain. Back home in sports, round 7 of the 2026 QRL Host Plus Cup brings another chapter in the Anzac Day Kokoda Cup Challenge between the PNG Hunters and reigning 2025 premiers, the Burleigh Bears. The much-anticipated clash is set for this Saturday at UAA Park in Gold Coast. After a bruising win over the competition leaders in Port Moresby last weekend, PNG Hunters coach Paul Eiton said the playing group is carrying a few knocks but should be ready by game day.
Yeah, no, I think the fitness levels are good. I think they were just a little bit sore after that weekend's game. It was a pretty long, tough game, and right to the last minute. So we just had to look after them a little bit this week.
Eiton confirmed the one change to the side for the trip to the Gold Coast. Koso Bandi has been promoted into the starting pack, and Clint Lama will start from the bench. He also said Elijah Roltinga is undergoing further tests on his knee after a fluid drain, but is expected to be available for the match.
Elijah Roltinga's just giving his knee time to heal a bit. He had some fluid drained, but he'll be ready to go by game day.
The coach reflected on the significance of the Anzac Day Cup, noting the PNG Hunters have won it only twice, with the most recent victory coming last year at NFS, a special occasion for both clubs. He reiterated that defense remains the cornerstone of their game plan and a season-long focus. Eiton also praised young winger Bruce Bawase after last week's hat-trick.
Yeah, he's doing well. I mean, being his debut, he's only coming up to his 7th game now. He's quite an emotional ride as well, not only physical to week in, week out, but he's been able to handle it pretty well. He's learning a lot, and I've seen him grow a lot very quickly. So.
Aiton was also reminded of his 50th game in charge of PNG Hunters last week. He expressed gratitude to everyone who has been part of his journey since taking the role in 2024. The PNG Hunters now turn their attention to a tough challenge against the Burleigh Bears on Saturday. Port Moresby's Sir John Guy Stadium will host round-3 fixtures of the Digicel ExxonMobil Cup this Sunday. This round is also marked on the National Rugby League calendar as Men in League round, emphasizing men's health and strong leadership around the game. In the opening match at 1:30 p.m, the undefeated Croton Hella Wigmen will face underperforming NPL Angamioks. The main event at 3:30 p.m. is an intriguing top-of-the-table clash between Yes Resources Central the Barries and Moniplus NCDC Port Moresby Vipers. More exciting fixtures will be played at other venues, including Rabaul's Queen's Park in East New Britain, where Egmont Gurriers host Wamplingham Mount Hagen Eagles. And that ends the midday news. Do join us at 6 for more news and sports.